Hi everybody, this is Lee at Fresh Astrology. So we are here talking about Friday, January 19th, 2018, the weekend following, and really kind of the new vibe. I talked about this on Facebook for the new moon, and I think we're going to continue that theme here because you guys may not have read that. So the new moon, I think that we just had, has a lot to do with image, our personal image, our public image, how we see ourselves, how others see us, how we see others, how we see the world, how we judge or don't. And there are some significant shifts, paradigm shifts within each one of us in how we see ourselves and how we see others. And there's some significant paradigm shifts in the world around us and perception, this idea of how we view others, how we judge others. The paradigm shift is becoming huge. And, before it was just like this teeny little shift, and then it was a bigger shift, and now it's like the Grand Canyon is opening up. And Shiftsville. So that makes no sense whatsoever, but it's big. And you just have to look around and really think about what was going on 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. And one example I used in the little post I did on Facebook is, I don't know if it's Vogue Italia or Vogue Paris. I follow all the different Vogues internationally. And they had this, lovely full-figured woman on a runway. And do you remember, are you old enough to remember that really it was only like 5, 8 years ago when they started putting, it was becoming more of a thing to put full-figured models out. It was considered almost like radical to do that, like a statement. And what was interesting about this that, just kind of came up in one of my feeds is I was like, oh, look at her outfit. Rather than I did notice her body size because we're kind of trained to do that. So my eye is still trained to do that. And it's just like keen observation skills too. We just all notice people's height and whatnot. But mostly I was looking at her outfit. And then it occurred to me that I was looking at really her clothes. I was looking at, like the belt and the skirt. And when they first started, moving away from, heroin chic models, who were like emaciated and looked like they were going to die in a concentration camp somewhere. When they started in that time putting out these full-figured models, it was kind of shocking. And, like we had to adjust to that. And really, when you look at the quote-unquote full-size models, they're just normal. They're not even, if you compare them to most people, they're actually really, shapely and toned, and they look lovely. Like, they don't look heavy. Like, the word heavy doesn't even fit, but they're just not emaciated. But do you remember when our eye had to adjust to the fact that women who weren't emaciated were being publicized on magazine covers or within the pages? It was like, oh, there's not an emaciated, victim here. It was like, oh, well, look what they're doing. But my point is, and this is just one tiny example. There are many, like there's thousands of examples of this. But now, it took me a moment to realize what I was doing. I was looking at her clothes. It was not a shock at all. It shouldn't be a shock, but of course, we're trained to look at things a certain way. But now all that shifted. So notice over the weekend, it's a great time to reflect on your own image and how you judge yourself. Notice if, hopefully, a lot of you have been softening the way you look at yourself and judge yourself. Hopefully, a lot of you are accepting more of the parts of you that maybe before now were harder for you to accept. Maybe you're even accepting things about other people that a while ago you would have been kind of suspicious of or put off by, or just kind of a little feeling separate from. But notice that this thing about image. And a lot of you may find that you're kind of rethinking your own image. It depends on where this hits your chart as to where it's really coming out. But, if you have kids and you've been kind of judgmental about, I don't know, pick a kid thing like tattoos or piercings or, whatever, wearing shorts that like go up their, the backside and don't leave much to the imagination. If you've been looking at your kids and kind of judging, like say this falls across your fifth house of kids, then you might suddenly just look at your child just as a person and maybe not even notice what they're doing so much that's different from you. It's subtle and not so subtle. It's actually a huge paradigm shift. But to be able to see it, because we've slowly been acclimating and we've come so far in changing how we view everything, really. Can you see it? Can you step back from it and kind of see how big the shift is? Not only in yourself and how you see yourself and your life, but how you see the world and maybe how you see other people seeing the world. It's a little bit of a brain teaser, but it's a good weekend to reflect. There's still a lot of stuff going on up at the top of the chart. It's a time of year classically when we do think a lot about career and image and where everybody's headed. It's why people think about their goals at the new year. It's because everything's moving over the top of the chart around Capricorn. And so it's a natural time for everybody to kind of be looking ahead and looking at goals. It's not just because people just say, there's like this backlash against goals, but it's really actually very, very normal. It would be abnormal to not be thinking about that. So for the people who are like anti-goals, I mean, I get what you're saying. I totally get it that maybe it could be looked at differently. Maybe it becomes a harmful exercise every year if you're not. But think about, one person said, are these goals your goals? Like, do you really want to lose weight, or are you just saying that? Maybe you don't really want to. What do you really, really, really want? Maybe you want to be able to eat just what you want to eat and you don't want to exercise. Maybe that's what you really, really want. So it may be that we're just, the thing that's phony about the goal setting and looking ahead is society's expectations about what our goal should be. People are like, I want to earn more money and I want to, get a new car and I want to lose weight. And it's like, that's like the magazine version of goals. That's the phony piece. So it's not the goal setting that's false. It's actually cyclical and kind of right for everybody to be thinking about it at this time of year on a deep level. So I think that's important to support. But I think we can question whose goals are these? They feel like our goals because we swim in the societal pool of all this marketing and everybody kind of do you notice how everybody has the same goals? Take a step back. Are those really your goals? It takes a little practice stepping back from this immersion we're in our society where we think it's a goal to lose 10 pounds, but is it really our goal? What if people didn't care about weight? Would that be our goal? Is 10 pounds really putting your health at risk? It's that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm picking on weight because that's just something everybody kind of says around the new year. But is that really, like, what are your soul's deepest goals? Your soul does not give a blank about your weight and it doesn't care if you earn money. Your soul has a different yearning and different goals. So what do you really, really want? This is a great time to be reflecting on that this weekend. All right, take care. Oh, and if you want a reading with me, I always forget to say this. You can find me at www.freshastrology.com. And I have to say, I am loving the telecourse that I'm doing. I just have to rave about it because it's really fun. I love the group that's there. It's just far better than I even expected. I didn't really come in with a lot of expectations because I just thought, let's just try this. But it's just far better than I would even have imagined. So I'm definitely going to do more of these. And so be on the lookout for any upcoming, I'm sure I'll try to talk about it on these videos, but I'm just thrilled. It's so much fun. And I noticed that I have been on YouTube since 2011, which is hard to believe. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching and for, you don't like here, what do you do? Oh, you subscribe. So thank you for subscribing and just showing up. I tell all my friends, like not all my friends are into astrology. Most of them aren't, but when we talk about what I'm doing, I say, it's amazing because on YouTube here you're opening yourself up to the world. The whole planet can watch. And anything could come in the comments or anything could happen. But really what I notice about humanity is everybody's so lovely. It just gives me hope. You guys give me hope because think about it. Here you are in this public setting. We're all here together, and it's like 99.9999999% of the time, any exchange I have with any of you is just so lovely. Or the exchanges that you have with each other in the comments section under my videos, everyone's just so lovely. And I'm always thinking, wow, humanity's got just so much better off than we're led to believe in the news. Everyone is so kind, really, and so thoughtful and deep and well intentioned. Really, I'm just always blown away. So, thank you for being here. And if you ever wonder why I'm so cheerful when I do these, it's because of you guys mostly. All right, take care.